Turn 40. So checking in here, we're progressing nicely. 2 cities behind right now. Although just waiting to clear this site. Probably should have built another spearman before trying to fight on 3 fronts. This front is just chilling. We got some raids coming in here, and these Gauls are still sitting there and got pillaged a little bit. Had some fun things with urban tiles here. So prioritizing getting officers up and running. We've got 21 training here. Opted to get spearmen because I do not have the civics to rush an elder officer here, or do not have the gold to rush an elder officer here, and anyway can't because there's a skirmisher hitting things. So feeling a little better on the training side. Tech-wise, almost has spoked wheel, and I'm going towards Portcullis. Want to pick up land consolidation. Basically want to pick up almost everything on this left side here. Definitely want to pick up hydraulics, potentially doctrine. Need to get culture up in this city, potentially, so I can start eventually implementing a scholar here and getting some increase going. But for now, we're just continuing to build up the city, expanding these borders so I can compress this and have water movement all around here, which is going to be really nice. Yeah, this city needs to be connected, making it to like a secondary military production just to deal with the north. Clearing this city, we'll clear this city. Want to found on the water. This map is a lot smaller than the previous time, so we might collide here soon, trying to get a scout out as well. Definitely prioritizing spears, because I know he's Persia. He is at 1 law, I'm at 3. Spoked wheel will not unlock a law, but could have taken doctrine, but it would have taken way too long, and I don't think it's worth necessarily Kushite. I don't have the econ yet to get this up and running. Want to definitely pick up forestry because I'm needed for my unique unit. Yeah, that's pretty much where we are this turn. Very quickly, military score, I'm at 958. Civics, growth, training, culture, science, 43, largely again off of the intelligent leader that I have. I'm getting specialists up and running. Money, orders, only 26, so probably behind there. Yeah, stats wise, getting some specialists up to 4 now, and 2 apprentice officer and a master officer, and 41 improvements, and yeah, 3 laws. So my plans right now are clear this out. Perhaps this one dude, he's got steadfast, so pretty easily we'll clear this out. Awkwardly, that barbarian may respawn on me. No easy way to go attack it. I think it would be a little bit too much damage. We'll see. I would love to clear this out next turn. It'll have 2 years, so maybe we can prevent that. I needed to heal. If not, we can keep going. I'd like to clear this out and this out. This is like the middle of the map here, so these might be the last Numidian sites. Which would be great to clear them out. This city is going to continue to build up, eventually going to get civics. Opting for not getting civics, or not really making this an inquiry pump, even though it would be an amazing inquiry pump, just because, like, with the horses here and with the miner here, it really needs to be a military scenario. Realistically, I probably should have founded the sages and had a cleric city as an inquiry pump. Not sure. But yeah, this kind of has to be here. Fortunately, the capital has no hunter, or no horses, so potentially should have founded this as cleric. I don't know, living and learning. Might want to clear the Gauls. Their lands aren't that great, and they have taken my religion. So maybe might want to make peace. Definitely want to scout some. Frederik Scout came through here, so I know he's nearby, and he does have oracles, so he's got agents in at least this city. His oracle's complete, so just that city. Yeah, so that's pretty much where we are this game, and we'll see how we progress. We definitely need to get some cities founded. We're behind where we want to be in orders. Leaders getting on in years at 57. So yeah, we're at war with the Gauls, which is annoying because they converted to a religion, so we get a -40, but pretty much okay on family opinion right now. Trying to get that control 2 elder officer ambition done as well. So we're hard building another apprentice officer here. and then we'll potentially buy upgrade here to get a, we're upgrading because we don't have the growth right now. So need to clear this out and push back the Gauls, probably prioritizing the coastal sites, especially since there's some horses up there. And we've cheekily built some urban tiles up along here to hopefully be able to connect those two cities. So hopefully by next time we'll have settled here, cleared out the Numidians, settled here. Probably not going to be able to accomplish all this in 10 years. Maybe cleared out these, definitely fought off the raid, and then maybe cleared out that site, as well as scouted a bit. So lots of things we want to do. Definitely our capital is becoming great from a production perspective. And we did end up grabbing this ore, which, yeah, definitely want to clear that site. Kind of stole it from the city, but it's worth it, I think. Got that settler ready to go, so really want to clear that out. All right, that's it for this check-in. See you in about 10 turns.
Sidrip from turn 40. We've finally gotten our resources to a point where we're pretty comfortable. Food has gone up mostly because of our game resources. We've put down quite a lot of quarries. Using our workers here on just arid quarries for a bit, since we had nothing better to do, but that's just fine. Some more mines here. Most importantly, starting to build up the city. Got a builder. Our next round of settlers are about to come out. Looking to build this up for military maybe, but it's all far in the back and we don't have horses, so getting any troops built to the front will be a pain. But for sure getting this all online. Our other military cities are also coming online. Building the miners for the ores currently. Military drill is almost done. We needed to pick up rhetoric beforehand because we didn't draw military drill, but it's coming on. Like, since we can build these ore miners first, it's just fine. And then we have after these are done and these improvements are done, we can build some barracks in here. Probably here, since we can build both at the same time, and here for this. The city probably staying on growth production for a while. Settlers planning to build another scout, since we've moved our scout in the back up here to get some legitimacy from discovering landmarks. But I want to have a scout on the front here, looking what troops he has and knowing when we're making contact and how much troops he has on the front. General and science. We are looking to grow up sovereignty after military drill is done. Navigation is also on the plan. We need it not just for the orders, or we're doing fine on orders right now, but for ships. Might even consider enacting colonies to and buying some of the coastline. We have lots of money, although some of this we will be using with our judge. So also running influence missions with our money, constantly getting some people to like us, hoping for some of the, while we still have strengths and weaknesses slots open, we can get the event for where we can either pick up one of the traits or pick up 2 discipline, which is the usual choice when running when the influence mission finishes, which is pretty good. Getting out of the negatives is always decent. And picking up 2 stats from an event is a very good outcome. Military campaign continues, hoping to wipe out the Vandals so our Thracian guy calms down. That usually gets people calmed down, killing off their people. Up here, our leader is fighting off some raiders in our elephant, which is a bit of a risk, since he can scout out that we are currently assigned to our war elephant. Wonder when the chat message comes along. Also, we picked up Heckler, which is also a bit of a risk since Heckler only works against him, since the tribes don't have generals. It's kind of a tell that we want to fight him. But we picked up the trade on the turn we come into power, so maybe he just assumes it was a trade that was picked up before she was the leader. I did, as previously mentioned, imprison him for a short time, just so she would inherit the throne, and opinions are holding, so everything is good on that front. In terms of other characters, we got lucky with an marriage, since we paid for the marriage by starting it ourselves, and our previous leader was cunning. We got an event called Only the Best, which gives us a husband which has a bunch of stats on top. He did pick up Superstitious afterwards, which is a bit of a pain, but still, for a commander with these stats, there's like basically +2 courage, +1 discipline, +2 wisdom, cancelling out the superstitious. So 5 stats on top of the base, which is really good. It's also romantic, so getting out some more kids, and they are coming on. Hoping to get him up to cautious to 100 for another increase in chance, maybe assigning him over here once this is dead and we are healed up with our hero. We also we got a marriage proposal for him, giving us a builder from the Hunter family, which was also very, very fortunate. We've put him in here to get this city online. Currently running 2 workers. Not sure if I'm maybe moving another worker over once this is finished, and maybe building another worker in here. Just getting our iron up, getting our barracks up. Looking to build the hunting shrine in here for promotion. So the city going to be developed pretty fast. We have not had, religion has mostly spread to our hunter cities, so no new monastery, which is a bit unfortunate. Mostly been chilling, the monk has mostly been chilling here. Don't have the civics for our holy site. Been spending civics converting some of the family heads earlier, as well as enacting revelation. It's cost quite a bit of civics, and then there's the assigning of the generals, as well as converting her too. It's also another 100. So we are spending our civics quite a lot. Same with our training for upgrading these tribal units. We are now up to 13 spent legitimacy. Maybe looking into 1 more. Thracians are too expensive now because the opinion is too far down from fighting them. But maybe another Vandal unit or even a Numidian. But we've seen him having spearmen running around. Our scouts saw one around here. It was from the Clerics family, so no mercenary. I think this guy. There was one guy of his I could. Yeah, he is Egypt. She is general of a spearman also. Then we also can get a little bit of information from his cognomen. His leader is currently the Vice. This tells us that he has 12 technologies discovered. We know that he has navigation because he has serfdom running. We know he has phalanx. We know he has husbandry because we've seen pastures. We know he has barracks, so he has military drills. So we're looking at 4, 5, 6, 7. He has monotheism from Clerics 8. I think he told us in chat that he got admin from his sages, so there's one here. Probably not divination, since we don't see his don't see any shrines built. No paganism founded yet from him. Maybe the stone boost counts as well, so we have a pretty good sense what text he has this card. Maybe Spoked Wheel too, even if you haven't seen Chariots, this would also be a target for him, since he's... I mean, we know he doesn't have Riders, which is a bit surprising, since he founded Sages, Clerics and Landowners. But still probably looking to grab some Chariots, and his unique unit is also horse unit, so he will have military cities with horses. Yeah, his next leader is also an Orator coming up. Not sure how his family happiness looks, how much he will be able to make use of this, but if he will have the orders to fight when we meet, I think his leader should not stay around that long, almost 60. So yeah, that's about it. See you in another 10 turns.
Turn 50, we're back with another check-in. All right, so let's just catch up what's going on. We've been expanding. We've settled down here. We're clearing out some barbarians. Haven't been able to take this landowner site yet. Continuing to settle here. We've got some raids from the Gauls to the north. Our religion has awkwardly only spread to Gaul cities, not to me. Kind of want to clear these two and at least take them, and then maybe make peace with the Gauls. Not sure. Been somewhat order constrained, so I haven't really scouted much. This scout is just chilling here, and then I did see I've reached the borders of Persia. I'm on 7 cities. Persia is on 10. Wonder-wise, I have the pyramids and I'm building the Great Zig, stacking workers to get it down to 3 years left, just 2. Persia has the Oracle. I would love to deny the Lighthouse or potentially try to take the Acropolis once I get strong, although Wasa is going to get strong next turn. Production-wise, my cities are focused right now on Bedet, which has 23.2 production. Would like to set someone here as a governor. I feel I have to make, I don't know, I need to figure out who I want to get officers up and running in this city. But yeah, law-wise, Persia has vassalage, constitution, monotheism. Knowledge-wise, primitive, similar power. I have slavery, serfdom, and monotheism. Currently researching citizenship. My choices were citizenship, compo, doctrine, and free light chariot. I went with citizenship to get a 4th law, and I kind of want it. This map is considerably smaller than last game, so I anticipate we are going to collide, as like I'm already at Persia's borders. Yeah, so looks like the south is where the fight will be. Need to get better vision. Tech-wise, would like to get portcullis, would like to get many techs. Not going to have time to get all of them. Really need to get this south part to get constitution. Do not have that, and missing out on a lot of science. With that, once again, I don't have portcullis or sovereignty. My other choices, though, like I don't have portcullis right now. Might have her tutor, and then maybe assign her as, scholar. This is the problem with this city. It's a cleric seat, but unfortunately it also has great military stuff. In retrospect, I probably should have founded clerics here, made this a sage's seat, and then gone probably riders somewhere. Maybe back here would have been riders. I don't know. Yeah. Landowners, currently families, landowners are pretty happy. Clerics are unhappy largely because the head of Judaism hates my guts. She's plotting against me. It was an event. I'm a builder. She's a hero. It's not great right now. Once that resolves, it'll fix. Fortunately, I guess my religion hasn't spread, so it's not really a problem. I have not established any theologies yet. Frederick has established both legalism and revelation, and he has had 7 cities spread, so he's getting a lot of orders there for monotheism. I did get an event that gave me jurisprudence. I'm surprised to see that event. I'm not actually going to take either those laws just because they're very expensive to own, but it might be nice to sort of have elites in the back pocket if I need it. But for now, we're not taking that law. It does give me a little faster to jurisprudence, but it basically means I'm never going to be able to steal religion because I think I've had a tech lead largely thanks to Wasset, which my queen is intelligent, and then I have just intelligent leader +2 in every single city. It's +1 per culture level, so pretty significant there, and double dipping in the capital where she's been all game. Yeah, family opinion is an issue. That's where science is coming from right now. Again, if I had Constitution, which I have not had a chance to get, just don't have a way of rerolling. Right now, if I could, I would be getting aristocracy, which will fix my family opinion issues, and then get administration, rhetoric, and sovereignty. Unfortunately, my choices are all things I don't want. Doctrine, I don't think there's going to be time to get. So we're probably going to collide soon. My troops are kind of all over the place. Definitely want to secure the northern front, take these 2 cities, make peace with the Gauls once I have an ambassador, clear this, settle this, and get ready for whatever's going to happen here. Really need vision, which means I definitely want portcullis. My only hope is that maybe Frederick is just even further behind in tech, but he's going to catch up with Constitution. I haven't started inquiries yet here. The citizenship will help. I should be able to get a scribe up and running there. We will see. So it's going to be much earlier collision in this game, which will be fun. Here's the science graph. You can see it kind of nicely going up. Orders been pretty steady. Really been prioritizing, but not great. I'm used to Persia, and Egypt ain't quite the same. I'm kind of proud of a military score. I'm currently at 1328. So have not been building military lately, mostly because I'm trying to get these cities up and running, and I already have more than enough units. Lots of spearmen. I am proud of this cluster here of just lots of adjacent things. All these were built very, very cheap. I think it's 2 wood per construction, or 2 steel, 2 iron for the quarries, largely because I have a frugal leader, and I'm also building the Great Zig. So, Inheritance, not looking interesting right now. My son is an orator, which is good, but I'm 67, he's 44. Unfortunately, his grandson is timid and spoiled, which is not great. We'll see what he gets politics student-wise. And going to educate him, or potentially will assign, I have a decent amount of gold, assign her as a judge here. And then, assign her as a judge and buy elder officer, which will also solve my ambition. So maybe I do that. Awkwardly that scholar there. Definitely my goal in this game was I was going to get as many scholars as possible. I do have a lot. Sages has a lot of scholars. I just don't have a city set up for them. Clerics can get online far more quickly than anyone else in terms of civics. So I think, I would almost drop sages here unless you do clever things with stealing randoming at text, but I got ironworking in this game, which underwhelming. So let's take a look on stats here. I've got 67 improvements. Lots of mines, definitely concentrating a lot. I do have lumber mills, just 1. I need to get more lumber mills up. I just got the tech though, so that's pretty good. I have 11 workers, produced 6 military units, and 9 specialists, 2 apprentice officers, an elder, 3 miners, a farmer, and 2 fishers. The miners are down here in this city, and we've got working on another one here to get ore up and running in Wasset. Wasset should have decent military production, but unfortunately does not have horses. Yeah, I mean, we will see. I really want to get better vision. Might next turn dive into the city and take a look. What's going on? Want to get Portcullis. That slinger is just chilling there. We'll see. I probably want to settle here in Clerics to try to solve some of the Clerics' happiness issues. Maybe, yeah, if I can get a monastery here with Clerics, that would be great someday, but that might be too far away. Only really have one decent horse production facility, so probably should not go towards horses. Kushite cavalry is what I'll build out of that one. Need to figure out something else. Maybe land consolidation. Bull infantry square is probably too far away. I don't know. We're colliding earlier this game, and there's not that much time. So yeah, so we will see. The game is gonna get interesting here. I would like to get Acropolis. I don't know whether it matters. I don't have enough. I would like to deny Lighthouse, and also just like it'll increase the city's money. We're doing great in terms of cash right now, but that's largely because builder, ruler, and next couple heirs have negative discipline or 0 discipline. So not looking great. Yeah, I need to be using this cash to power this. I pulled her out to tutor him. So she was previously there, cruel and frugal. So, yeah, she'll maybe I have her tutor and then move her back in. I don't know. Not very rich in civics right now. So she's also my adopted daughter. Yeah. All right, let's send this one over and sort of see how we'll be back in 10 turns. Hopefully we'll have settled here, have better intel what's going on here. Maybe this religion will spread more. I do need to sort of create a theology. Yeah, don't really have the civics to do it right now. Very, very civics constrained. Missing Statesmen horribly right now. They have so much passive civics. So, all right, see you in 10 turns.
Turn 50. And I got another leader killed. Well, you could see that I assigned him to the elephant 10 turns ago. And I was trying to fulfill an ambition, killing units with our leader. So some Vandal raiders killed him. We even tried one of the club throwers to put him in front and try to tank the shots, and the leader with his high charisma had an absurdly high defense on the elephant, but still they shot at him and got him killed. So we're back to our Thracian judge, or rather the son would have inherited, but since he was so young, I got the regent event, and since he was below 10 and didn't even get a choice of archetype, I choose to take the regency for now. And yeah, he's not coming along pretty well too. He did get +2 wisdom on the turn. He took the throne briefly, but now from a politics student event we picked up superstitious. Basically you have to choose from 2 options where you each option has a 50-50 chance from +2 stats and -2 stats, and we got the bad outcome there. Basically you can roll for +2 charisma with the risk of -2 wisdom, or +2 wisdom with a chance of -2 charisma. So not sure how this will turn out. Our early offensive plans are kind of put on hold until the air situation is settled. I'm currently considering throwing him in prison and eventually letting him take over. If you throw him in prison before 18, the rightful heir event shouldn't fire. Unless he can escape, of course, and then it gets kind of weird. We'll have to see. He picked up Pious, so he isn't too bad. But we only have one tutor, so we are currently tutoring him. And we only got this her recently. She was a regular member from a family that got turned into a courtier from a hold court event, not the 20% chance of a new courtier, but one of the events. He has been holding court, which is why we have a good amount of civics again. Of course, this also cuts into our training, so upgrading our tribal mercs is coming along, but slowly. If on the turn the previous orator got doomed, I bought another merc, so we are down to minus 16 from recruited mercenaries. Might have been a mistake picking up the last one, not sure. We have expanded fairly well. We are up 10 cities over his 7, settling these 3 recently. Oh, these have been around a bit longer. Here we almost left our first worker out, so probably 5 turns ago. And here we finished our first, so this has been 6 or 7 years ago since we settled this. This is very recent. Still building another 2 settlers for expansion. Looking to settle this side. This is an amazing hunter site with the elephants and the furs. Can maybe even eventually get this elephant connected as well. And then kind of depends how we can settle this. We at least want to clear this so we can get the river connection to the city. But we might also try and push into his side of the map. But that kind of depends which archetypes we are picking up. If we're picking up an orator or maybe a hero, we can continue looking for an opportunity to attack. But with something more passive like a scholar builder or anything on this line, we'll probably settle down here. This river makes a good defensive line. We've settled here a bit to the back. We could have put the city here to grab the sheep, but opting for the more defensive position here on the front line. Here we've chosen to grab these forests instead of the horses. Can build some urban improvements towards the horses easily. Looking to come forth and build one monastery here, and trying to build our urban buildings along the coast to get these borders closer together. Even though our wood upkeep keeps increasing and we still quite a bit away from forestry. Also, the reduction in orders, since we lost the orator, meant we couldn't chop as much anymore, so our wood has been going down quite a bit, like the mines costing us quite a bit of wood. So that's it for the general map situation. Then in terms of tech, we're kind of all over the place really. I would have loved to pick up navigation long ago, but the luck of the draw led us to sovereignty first. So like our barracks were a bit late. Our navigation is now late. We got the chancellor in time for our handling our previous air situation. We don't have drama yet. I would love to start building some Odeons here. Here we probably don't have the growth to afford it. Picked up one stonecutter already here in the monk. You can of course spam festivals in here after our current level of forum is done. The monk and the resources provide good culture in here, so we are leveling up fast enough to not desperately needing audience in here. And the citizen, we don't have the citizens to use poets, so probably no audience here. We do have a judge, even if, I mean, we might abdicate or let this guy take over in 5 years. But right now we have the ability to upgrade our improvements. So looking to upgrade some of these garrisons to stronghold to let ourselves build our unique unit. We could actually start right now. We have 4 laws in place. Opting to pick up slavery since we have lots of mines and quarries, over freedom since we are getting lots of money from these coastal nuts. Opting for constitution for the science, monotheism for the orders we have had for a long time. We got an event giving us one of these for free, and we chose vassalage, which each of these events came with some opinion bonus for some families as well, which was really nice, saving us 400 civics and giving us some extra opinion. Really good event. This 20 of course comes from centralization through from legalism, from our religion. Saving some synod, enacting epics of exploration, saving for colonies in serfdom, as well as the as a wonder. You could have started the lighthouse a few turns ago, but without colonies, without navigation researched, there's a real risk of him sending ships over and killing these. And since he knows we don't have the law enacted, and he had serfdom enacted for quite a while now, he can kind of take this opportunity. So probably we might start it next turn, since we can rush out a ship 2 turns later. Although kind of need those 5 turns in the city to keep rushing officers if we want to fulfill our 2 elders ambition. It's exactly, we finish those exactly as he turns 18, and since there's an event that it says choose whether we let him back on the throne or keep where the regent basically seizes power and stays on the throne, the ambition kicks in before we abdicate, so we get the full value here. Kind of, since the early death, we're already 2 legacies and only 1 full ambition. Kind of don't want more legacies. Legitimacy is important. But quickly back to the tech tree. We are looking to pick up forestry fairly soon. Like the upkeep goes up, can't delay this too much longer. Drama, we kind of want it for the capital, and then Portcullis is also pretty close already. But we also have to look at militarily. We have seen spearmen from him, so chariots and peltons are kind of weak to our current available units. They counter both. So kind of looking to going for battle line first with the eventual goal of barding. Maceman will deal with his infantry. This also unlocks spears, so we can get some spears against his eventual unique unit in light chariots and Kushite cavalry. So we'll have to see. We're also looking to rush cartography, actually, because he, for some reason, shot up back to erudite. He was at competent a few turns ago, maybe even last turn. So not sure what exactly happened, but the only thing for this extreme spike in science is through events. Most likely I would expect him to have gotten doctrine from a random tech event. Random tech through an event. So not sure. I don't with no spy master. I can see quite what's going on. He's currently rushing out the cigarette. He still has his builder leader in power. Intelligent through all this time, frugal through all this time, very strong economic traits, saving him lots of resources and giving him tons of science. He also still, through all these years, pet monkey owner. It's quite interesting. I tend to take this as well. Some people don't like to take it since there's some random events that have bad outcomes, but I usually take it and wait until there's one of the positive outcomes from having the monkey is a bunch of science, and once I get the science, I get rid of the monkey. I think it's worth risking the negative events for the chunk of science. He also is going to beat us to strong culture again. He's 1 year away. And he still has the builder leader, so depending how his resource situation is looking, and if he's paid attention to his culture, he can get the Acropolis done really, really fast again. Kind of not, I'm still 5 turns away. Me building my wonders in the Hunter City to boost culture there. Not building the holy site until recently. And also the scholar I've put in here is costs me 20%. So, oh yeah, we also did get get the volcano eruption event, which was really annoying. Like right now, boosts our farm in here, but the selection of improvements that was destroyed was pretty annoying. Killed our basically destroyed our monastery, our farm, and the pasture. I mean, I could repair the monastery 2 turns later. The worker was, or 1 turn later, the worker was finishing up luckily, but couldn't have like the farm is improved. There's an elder monk in here. The only thing worse that could have happened is getting the garrison pillaged, as that kicks out the governor. But other than that, it was the worst set of improvements to get destroyed. Yeah, in terms of science, I mean, our constitution has let us shut up in city science since we are placing officers. Of course, our leader itself is foolish, so this also means less science. He is assigned in this city, so the officers in here that we are building the city gets minus 30 science, 30% science. Yeah, not the best. Then I did enact, I'm not sure if I showed this previously, I did enact Revelation already. He has nothing, no. It's kind of surprising that he doesn't even have legalism yet, 50 turns in. Just for the civics, that's usually pretty good, as well as the minus maintenance is also a decent amount of gold. So our religion has been spreading well. We even have some Vandals following Zoroastrianism, which can be a pain if they convert and we are still at war. But down here we got our newest cities haven't gotten the religion yet, but we got our cities down here. Got our monastery up in here as well. Then let's take a look at some other things. Cities by training. We are building up our 200 cities. Everything else is still more or less on base. This is the Statesman city in the back with the ore. Our capital producing decent. This is Statesman seat or capital. Producing these two producing decent civics. So these cities are also coming up with barracks. Here it's kind of delayed since we're mostly using this for growth right now, but we are looking probably a bit delayed doing the I mentioned the monastery here, and then garrison barracks is here, or even barracks, garrison, stronghold barracks here. Not the optimal for in terms of adjacencies, but pushing borders to close this gap is kind of important too. Then families are kind of happy, like the clerics were dropped into unhappiness briefly. They have a bunch of negatives from events, but once he picked up some cognomen and things kind of leveled out again. Then let's look at the record screen. First, some stats here. In overview, the most surprising stat is this one. 50 turns in, still not a single unit produced. I'm not sure when the last time we listed a stronger, if our latest mercenary tipped us over again, or if it was only the one before, so not quite sure how hard he is producing units, but our mercenaries are holding us up in power so far. And since we are still investing, training and upgrading them, they're still going to go up in power. As far as specialists go, not that many yet. Our officer production has started right now, like in 5 turns. We are looking at 2 elders in 100 city. The other, our other city will probably stay on 2 apprentices for now. It has the hunting shrine to give a level to our unique unit, so we would need the officers for, just the increase in training is good, of course, but we don't need them for the experience. Then improvements, lots of quarries, lots of mines, and having 2 of our shrines currently built. 4 monasteries, quite a lot. To the oracle farms, we don't need that many since our hunters produce lots of food from camps and nets, and some camps and pastures. Since the death of our orator, having focused more on getting every order resource online, or as well as garrisons built, just to get our orders up. Orders have been more scarce. Still complaining for orders as Persia is kind of complaining on a pretty high level. And our judge is also robust, so we do get half an order per city too. So graphs. Training kinda spiking. Let's look at science. This, I guess, was the death of our leader. And here we are at the enacting of constitution, as well as getting some urban specialists built. probably constitution with our initial set of existing monks, and now the first set of officers have come online, and the drop is because the judge is foolish, costing us science. Orders the death of our orator, but we are almost back up again to previous levels, and we haven't even enacted serfdom. Kind of actually considering enacting colonies first and buying some tiles. Since we have a judge, we can switch laws for cheap. So that's a real consideration. Buying some of the coastal tiles and maybe connecting 1 or 2 resources that way. Money, we're looking good. I mean, part of it is the judge that came into power, or we put him into this city. He has some discipline. I'm not sure where else the big spike would come from. Food kind of going along as we get our growth resources online. Iron, we've been investing heavily. Our unique unit costs a lot of iron. Also, if we want to build the lighthouse, there's 300 gone. Then going for cataphracts or going for macemen also will require lots of iron, so we need those mines. Stone kind of steadily growing with building quarries steadily along our good spots or in our statesman seat as we have before. Wood going down as we build monasteries. Military score kind of not increasing as much, but once our officers are online, we're expecting this to rise. Resource prices will be when he hits strong culture. I'll keep my eyes up for him building a wonder, and then we need to watch these prices to get a read how much he bought and sold. This will also give us a decent indicator of his situation. So on his side, like his heir, he has a fairly old orator right now. I was kind of hoping he would, when she was ill 2 turns ago, that she would be getting doomed, because then he has the choice between throwing him in jail and letting the kid take over, or getting a fairly old leader again, which will have a short reign. So right now, if she stays alive for a few years longer, he will have a young and new leader lined up to take over. So we have to see what he picks up in his 4 archetypes, how dangerous things get. Him getting another orator or hero here will mean it's getting dangerous. So we'll have to see. I don't know too much what's going on with him. I do not think he has this city founded yet. The Numidians are still alive, and I could maybe see a border here, but we'll have our scout coming to the front line to get eyes in the south again. So not sure if he realized that I killed off the Thracians, so he could know that I've pushed up to here based off that. Yeah, kind of the leader death as well as the kind of being unlucky on the science front kind of means we are pretty much all over the place in terms of planning and goals. Might just need to Might just need to go into economic mode now, since we're up in cities, getting into the cities that we are up on him, getting the infrastructure in place, more resources, more barracks, more elder officers, getting citizenship maybe. We need phalanx for battle line anyway, so citizenship is just one step away. But I'm kinda tempted to just, since he's now reading his erudite, just going for cartography, hoping he doesn't just get up to a tech and doesn't get up to a research a military strength 8 military unit and attacks us. Might probably need one additional law. Just to get our cataphract archers. So probably citizenship first before going for cartography. Depending how things line up. So goals are, not sure if we do want to pick up drama, and drama and portcullis are also important for information. But right now it's kind of hard to want. We want too much of everything. So yeah, kind of a bit of uncertainty with the air situation, and kind of drawing up plans for going back into economy mode instead of planning to keep pushing along the coast. But everything is still on the table. Getting a hero or an orator, and we'll decide once we have some eyes on his army and his how far he is settled. Even just pushing up and grabbing this city will kind of send a message grabbing stuff on his side of the map. But there's also risks involved, like him having navigation, having had navigation for a while. I'm not sure, he might already have ships. It's hard to tell. Anyway, that's it for now, and see you in 10 turns.